Hi everyone, how's it going?
Maybe just to kick off, even though you're obviously not playing Superman, some of the actors that play your character's descendant, does an actor like Christopher Reeve, do those other actors, does their stance or their presence, does any of it inform what you do because they're playing people who do share DNA?
Yeah. I mean, we've been so lucky with people who've played Superman. They've all been really excellent, from George Reeves and Kirk Allen all the way to Henry Cavill and Christopher Reeve. Obviously, I think the first time that Superman stepped into a lot of our lives was the Richard Donner movie, which is utterly fantastic, and some would say the best comic book movie ever made, still. For me as an actor, even though I am a tremendous fan of the comics and the films, it's about approaching the role in the way that it is in the script. And the great thing about him is that while there are similarities, there is this drive, this hatred of injustice, and this desire to be part of something that's bigger than just himself. He didn't have the benefit of growing up with Ma and Pa Kent in a loving, nurturing environment. He grows up in a society that's seemingly utopian, but is edging towards authoritarianism. And it's a very strict, rigid class system that he's growing up in that has very precise ideas about who you are and what you can do and what you can't do. So it makes him a bit harsher, a bit rougher around the edges. And very early on in the story, his family is shamed and goes from the very top of Kryptonian society right down to the bottom. So he's living rough, and he's just trying to make ends meet. And these lofty things like truth and justice seem just very, very, very far away. So he's a very, very different person. And the story is about how he grows into that role and how that symbol comes to mean what it means now.
You mentioned you're a big fan of the Superman role and everything, and so what was it like playing in the Kryptonian alien sandbox? Because we don't get to see a lot of that in TV usually.
Yeah, well, it's awesome. This is an immensely ambitious show, and the sets are incredible. We have the most amazing designers and builders, and it's a big job. But the thing is, it's all real. All the interiors, all the costumes, and every single prop has a purpose. This society is so well fleshed out, and because there has to be political drama, there has to be personal drama, and the stakes are very grounded in who these people are and the world that they live in. So it absolutely has to look real and feel real to an audience. It's a very cinematic experience.
Could you talk a little bit? We've heard details that your character is going to find out his legacy generations from now. Could you talk a little bit of how you play that and how your character takes on knowing that what might happen to his planet and what might happen to his friends?
Well, I can't talk about it yet. You're going to have to find out. But I will say that the story begins with a conspiracy on Earth in 2017, where I can't tell you who, but they're familiar. Launches a plot to prevent Earth's greatest hero, Superman, from ever being born. So while there are political intrigues and drama and stakes that existed in Krypton 200 years ago, the ramifications of every choice that Seyg makes will affect the legacy of Superman directly here in the present day. So there's a lot going on in the show, and it's an epic, ambitious, high-concept science fiction story that branches time and space. So yeah, we're very excited.
What do you think the fans who are familiar with the Superman series, all of the multi-worlds that we've got, are going to be most excited about with this unique, different kind of show?
Yeah. I think the thing is that thematically, hope is at the centre. That's who Superman is, that's what he stands for. And while we're very ambitious about telling a completely new story and no one really knows what to expect and minds will be blown, who that is and what that means and how that symbol comes to mean what it does to millions of people around the world, myself included, is going to be essential to the story, and I think people are going to be really interested to see it.
Can you talk a little bit about if and when your character will have any kind of relationship with the family of Zod?
So yes, we have a fantastic actor, Georgina Campbell, who's playing Lyta Zod. It's a really interesting story. As I said before, it's a very rigorous class structure, and there's a guild system, and we have the military guild, and Seyg is a bit of a hustler, and Lyta is a soldier. So it should seem like oil and water, but it's a really forbidden relationship in a society where to step out of line is an act of rebellion. So yes, there will be absolutely the House of Zod. There will be other houses as well as characters that will be familiar to DC fans.
There's an ethical kind of compass within this universe
Very much
that
so.
we're all in with the elves and the bad. This is obviously a greyer space.
Of course, yeah.
But do you think there is a fundamental inescapable line within the Superman universe that in the end the elves have to be good and the Zods somehow have to be good?
I think we're really interested in exploring those shades of grey. And well, if you remember in Man of Steel, for example, Zod's, and this is nothing to do with Krypton, but Zod's primary purpose is to save his people. And yes, he was using horrible tactics to do it. But I think those are sort of things that really inspire us, is that there are sacrifices you have to make. And this is a show with no moustache-twirling villains and no heroes who are as pure as driven snow. People make mistakes and don't always win. And sometimes... I love yeah, he's terrible. But yes, so we're very interested in mining all of those shades of grey, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's been my pleasure, thanks so much.